Hey everybody, it's Meg here, and despite some technical difficulties, I am here to share about this wonderful new creative child of mine, this new 6-week program that I've launched, and I'm going to let some people roll in here. I'm going to share this in a couple places. But please do stick around. I'm really excited to share with you why I created this program, a little bit more about the work that I do and why I think it's important for anybody at any walk of life, no matter what type of overwhelm you're experiencing, to really get support so that you can move yourself out of the way of that nastiness that is the tension. And yesterday in our workshop, we were talking about it being a thief of joy. So I'm going to get this video shared out a couple places here. If you're just hopping on, drop your name in the chat. Let me know that you're here. If you're catching the replay, by all means, let me know that as well. So I can come back here. You can just put hashtag replay on the comments. And hey, Shelly, welcome. So I've been coaching for quite some time, and there's been this ongoing theme that I've found in my coaching and in my experience in working with people, whether they're entrepreneurs or somebody else. I have found that they struggle with getting things done. They struggle with finding the right cadence to make their work meaningful to both them and still find harmony, right? Still find that balance that is important, because whether you're overwhelmed in your life, or you're overwhelmed in your career, or you're overwhelmed in your business or your home life, or maybe like what I often see is like a combination of all of those things. The reality of the situation is that it's not going to get better until we figure out some ways to slay that. And I use that word like very intentionally, because you really do have to slay your overwhelm. It's not something that you can just attack and be like, well, I'm overwhelmed. That creates more overwhelm. So there needs to be a slaying for this to really get down to the nitty gritty. Hey, Jenny. So I have a lot of why between why I started this work and the reality, the real talk of this is that I was in corporate America for a really long time. I know I look so young. I get that a lot. But I was, for about 12 years, I was making my way through corporate. I am what I like to call a career renegade, somebody who has done a lot of different things for a lot of different people. I found myself primarily in the marketing industry. So that's great, because in marketing, you can find yourself working across many different industries. But marketing for yourself and marketing for organizations is very, very, very different. And in my career, no matter where I found myself, no matter what job I found myself in, I was perpetually overwhelmed. I was a workaholic. I struggled with perfectionism. I struggled with procrastination. Hey, Monica. Hey, Gail. Welcome. Yay. I'm just starting out here with my why I created a 6-week mastermind journey for people with permanent overwhelm. And I found overwhelm in my side hustle. I was always the type of person who worked 3 or 4 jobs. I was always the type of person who could never sit still. I was always the type of person who wore all of the hats. I was often known as like the jack of all trades. If you don't know who can do it, Megan can do it. And I wore this identity as a badge of honor. It gave meaning to my life's journey, right? That I could be perpetually busy, perpetually overwhelmed, but needed, right? That I was, in a sense, valued for my overwhelm because I could get things done under pressure. But what was that costing me? What was I sacrificing in the long run? I'll tell you, it was my health. It was my well-being. It was my sanity. It was my joy. It was my peace. It was my sense of serenity. And I had to go so far into this that I actually got really sick from my overwhelm because there were so many things piling on top of so many things that I couldn't actually get anything done. And so I started to work through this bite by bite. What did I want more of? I wanted more joy. I wanted less tension. I wanted more self-compassion. And I didn't even know that I wanted these things. I had to go on like a deep dive journey to kind of start peeling back these layers of what I had been culturally indoctrinated to believe was important for success or important for, checking all of the boxes. I came to the realization that I had opted into a blueprint that wasn't for me. And so enter into my transition to coaching, right? I became a coach because I had a deep need to teach and guide and facilitate and hold sacred space for people to go deeper with their self-development work. Hey, Ashley, welcome. I had a calling, right? Like it's like a ring on the line of my intuition, like something that kept me up late at night. And so I went out and did that. I found ways to bring my coaching to people through other programs. And there was still something there. I still had that piece of overwhelm because here's me trying to serve other people in their businesses and then serve myself in my own business. And I didn't want to do both. It just felt misaligned to me. So, I wanted more alignment in my experience. And alignment to me feels good. It feels like love. It feels like me showing up and working really hard, but it feeling effortless. Ooh, that's beautiful. Working really hard and feeling effortless, right? The idea of being a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same exact time is so liberating. The idea that you can not have it all figured out, but still be doing all of the right things for you right now in this moment. And so over the last 6 months, I really doubled down on carving my space out in the world as a coach, as a guide, as a healer, as somebody who can mirror back what's not working, as somebody who can mirror back your light. That's why I call myself a light summoner, because I dive in with you and I hold this space so we can figure out how to get you back to that place where you felt really fucking shiny. Right? Where you close your eyes and you're like, that day felt really good. I loved that. I loved this. I liked that. I want more of that. That tasted delicious. What about that day? And you can start facilitating more of that in your day to day. But there's got to be a showing up. There's a reconciliation that must exist for this to happen. And so enter my 6-week mastermind journey. Part of the Be the Beacon umbrella of classes. The first one that I'm rolling out is how to slay permanent overwhelm, get shit done, and start shining brighter. It is going to launch on Monday, and it's a rolling enrollment, so you can join at any time. But I'm so excited for this initial launch, right? For this initial announcement, because I have been gestating this creative child for quite some time. A lot of my friends that are here on this live stream right now have been in my corner rooting me on, and they know that this is something that I have walked through as a fire. And that's really where I come from with my coaching is I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't walked through these fires myself or that I have the perfect solution for you. What I do have is a sacred space that I'm going to hold to help you figure it out. And isn't life so much sweeter if it can be less difficult and more figure outable? Isn't there so much hope and belief and sustenance and satisfaction in knowing that it doesn't have to be the way it is right now? So if you're in a situation, if you're waking up in the morning with the heaviness on your chest or tension in your body or a racing mind or a list of things that you don't know how to accomplish or a bunch of tasks that feel, in chaos, somewhat out of control, we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to have a conversation about how we can get you from where you're at right now into feeling better, into feeling more expanded, into feeling like your inner being wants you to feel, which is true love, which is true alignment, which is true joy. And in all of that, wrapped up in all of that, is your ability to feel free. And it exists on a choice to stay exactly where you are or to choose something differently. And so here is an invitation to join me as your guide, to join a group of other amazing human beings that I am curating so that we can walk hand in hand, arm in arm, linked, and slay your permanent overwhelm once and for all. To get you clear on what needs to happen to move you out of that space and into a place where you can fundamentally begin to shine brighter. You can be a work in progress and a masterpiece all at the same time. Both can exist. And it is my why, it is my personal mission here to help unleash your greatness into the world, to summon your light out of you and let the world see how brightly you can shine. These are the days right now that we live in where we are being called to rise, where we are being called to stand up in our core values, to live in integrity, and to give more love to the world. And I guarantee you, when you do this, you will get more of that back. You don't have to have it all figured out. All you have to do is choose to start. And so here's my invitation. Come join me. I'm going to have an introductory free workshop next Thursday for you to hop on and start the conversation around how overwhelm shows up in your life. It's a group conversation and it's 1 hour. It's in the afternoon. So brown bag it if you're at work, or hide away in your house if you have some kids, or just take some time for yourself. Prioritize your decision to choose differently. If you can't make it to a workshop, I would love to hop on one-on-one on a mini coaching session with you, and you can do that in the links below. So once this live video is over, I'm going to drop 2 links in the comments. One is going to be for the live workshop. One is going to be for a free mini coaching session. 30 minutes, me, you jamming out on how we can get you from out underneath of the overwhelm that has kept you down, that has dimmed your shine and has held you back from doing the things that you want to do in the world. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And if you have help, if you call in support, it can be effortless. And your expansion, your growth exists in your discomfort. So let's lean in. Come on this journey with me and let's start the conversation. It is my privilege and my honor to launch this program, the beginning of many programs that I'm going to be rolling out this year. So if this one doesn't resonate with you, I hope you'll stay tuned and find the one that does, because the world needs your light. And I'm here to help you be the beacon. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm so excited for this program to launch. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay tuned here to my page. As you know, I do live videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at lunch, a little noontime nugget for you of wisdom. And so so excited to be tackling this topic with you. If this video was of value to you, if you think somebody would benefit from this program, please, by all means, tag them in the comments, share it with them, share this up to your stories, whatever the case may be. I am so excited to get to work with you. Here's to you, continuing to unleash your greatness at every turn. Big hugs, big love.